Hey, what's up, everybody? Going to go back through these models. Got 38 college games today, 6 NBA and 2 NHL. Yesterday on college, went 15 of 8 on Moneylines, got the top 8 picks. Did miss on Pittsburgh and Stanford. Stanford lost by 1. Oklahoma State beat Colorado pretty easily last night. Those were the only two medium that missed, and they were the bottom two medium confidence. The rest were all low confidence that missed. So it did a pretty good job on the model, at least from sorting them on the money lines part. Um, Sorting on the spreads and totals did pretty good too. The only one that missed in the top 8, this went into overtime at 150. So if one team had scored one more point or either team had scored less points, then that one would have hit without overtime. But the rest of that looked pretty rough. Not the best day. A lot of these totals were actually pretty close. Some of them were a couple points under on the over and stuff like that. So a lot more bigger conference games today. That does seem to help quite a bit. So we'll get into today's games. Actually, got to go into results from NBA. So yesterday on the NBA did go 8-5, 62%. Or no, 7-4 on NBA, 64%. Missed Golden State lost to Chicago. That one, they were on the second day, but back to back, obviously, they have a lot of injuries. Giddy came back for the Bulls and all that, so they ended up losing that one. Toronto couldn't win in Houston. Not too surprised there. Houston should be the better team at home, but they've just been struggling recently. And then missed Memphis and Minnesota. Got the rest of those. The NHL was 8-5, 62%. Did get 8 of the top 10 and then missed the bottom 3. This one did flip to the correct, and this one flipped to the correct. So there were some good flips for the day 7, but overall did still do pretty well at 62%. On today's games, like I said, we do have 38 college games today. These are going to be all ranked from the highest confidence to the lowest confidence. We'll have Nevada at the top over Air Force, Iowa State, Boise State, Washington, going down all the way to Louisville will be the higher confidence picks. And then we will have UC San Diego all the way down to Texas will be the medium confidence pick. Some of these do just have one day. Depends on when the games were announced and when they were put into the script where I get my data from. So, and then the rest of these will be lower confidence games. We have from Florida A&M, Indiana, Clemson, Minnesota, all the way down to DePaul. And DePaul did have one day in there with Georgetown, UC San Diego, or UC Davis and UC Santa Barbara have been flipping back and forth. That's why those are going to be at the bottom. So those are the money lines. And then hopefully this will do a little bit better today. We do have the spreads and totals. These will be sorted by the score. This score is just a score that tries to rank the model's picks by what it finds most likely based on things like rebounds, steals, team stats, and then just different models that I have going into it. So it likes the over in the Texas game. It likes the over in the Kentucky game. And then West Virginia, it actually likes Air Force to cover that spread. Air Force has been blown out a lot, but they've had a couple closer games recently. So possible, but I wouldn't like that game too much. Air Force is just really bad this year. And then, I mean, it likes both of these games together. So hopefully it is actually getting a pretty good read on those since they are so close by the score. Seems to be liked by the model pretty well. So I'll go down a little bit, get some more of these games. So we have like the TCU spread right here. This is going to be about the middle, these 7 scores. So this is about where the model is middle confident. And then down here will be the least confident games. Doesn't mean they won't hit. These are spreads. These are totals. So these are going to be close either way normally. But go through those. Check out the Vegas. Like I said, if you look over here, these are a lot of the things that have been driving some of the metric at least. It's what looks at the model and the win-loss. If they've been getting wins when they've had the advantage in these fields, then that it'll be supported. If the wins don't necessarily get supported by these stats, then it'll say contradicted, or low win-loss coverage. So that's what you're looking at on those. And then on NBA, like I said, we don't have too many games today. We have 6. We got Charlotte as the top pick. They won yesterday, but only by 2. They ended up having to come back against Portland. We got the Knicks, who they've lost their last 2. Toronto, Houston, Clippers, and Cleveland. Only 1 medium, 2 high. The rest of these does consider low, but there hasn't been much flipping. It looks like the Cleveland-Orlando game did flip, but the rest of these have been pretty steady throughout the week. NHL, there's only 2 games. I did run it with 2 days, so this is with today's and tomorrow's games for the confidence, and it still had both in the medium confidence tier, so the model's relatively confident on these games. There's quite a few tomorrow that it also sorted it with. So that's what it has for those. 1 day of Montreal, the rest was Ottawa, and this one has been Philly all week long. So if you have any questions, want any other information, let me know. I'll see what I can do for you. Otherwise, good luck.